Are you looking to hire a dog trainer to help you with your dog? If you are, I want you to pay attention very carefully in this video because I'm going to break down for you some of the most important things that you should take into consideration when looking for a dog trainer. I've got to tell you that I have met a number of clients over the years, and I would even tell you that probably 50%, maybe even more of our clients that come to us have been to another dog trainer before they found us as their final solution. The reason why is because people, just make a decision to hire somebody based on price or based on a recommendation from somebody, but maybe didn't actually fully look into what it is that this trainer is all about. So I'm going to break down for you some of the pieces that I think are most important to avoid putting yourself in that position. Number one thing that I think is got to be talked about here is what approach to dog training do they use? If somebody tells you that they are just an e-collar trainer, all they do is train with e-collars, or maybe they say all I do is train with purely positive reinforcement, you should run the opposite direction of them. Any trainer that tells you that they are just like a one method or one approach trainer is probably not going to be the right trainer for you. And I say that because every dog is different, every owner is different, every environment and situation is different. And having a trainer that's really versatile, a trainer that knows how to train with an e-collar, knows how to train with purely positive reinforcement, you're gonna get the best spectrum of skills because they can go from the most simple to some of the most complicated types of work. So approach is critically important. I don't get stuck on one method of training. I believe that dogs who are the very best trained have actually been trained using multiple approaches, because my belief is that we should train dogs to be responsive to us regardless of what's going on around distraction, whether they're on leash or off leash. And in order to do that, we need to be able to utilize a variety of different approaches and a variety of different tools. The next question that you want to ask is, what formats of training do you offer? I tend to stay away from trainers that only offer one format of training. So if they say, all I do is private lessons, then I probably would avoid that, because at the end of the day, if we really want to get this well-trained dog, we need to be able to work with this dog in a variety of different circumstances, which means we need to put them around distraction. So I believe that a company or a trainer that offers private lessons, group classes, and training camps is going to have a lot of different types of solutions that are going to be able to support you depending on where you are in your training journey. Not everybody needs to send their dog away for 2 weeks to be in a boot camp program, but if you're in the middle of your training journey and you've got to travel, it's really nice to know that the trainer that you're working with or the company that you're working with has the ability to keep up and maintain that training that you've been doing. So while you might not choose to do a boot camp style program, having somebody being able to keep your training up is really important. I find that group classes are super helpful for getting dogs to respond around distraction, and the learning that you get in a group class environment can actually be incredible, because it's not just you and your dog. You're seeing the issues that other people are having, you're seeing the solutions that they're getting, you're hearing the questions that they're asking, and through doing all of that, you are deepening your level of learning so that when those things maybe come up with your dog down the road, you actually know how to handle them already. I would encourage you to always look for a trainer or a training company that has a variety of different formats and can talk to you based on how much time is it going to take to train your dog based on those formats. I find with our clients here that they really love being able to have us do the heavy lifting, do all of the hard work, all of the repetitions that need to be done, and then learn how to handle the dog afterwards in a private one-on-one session where we can really work closely with them, and then be able to bring their dog to a group class, a high distraction environment, to proof that training, to make sure that that dog responds around distraction and maybe even off leash if that's part of their goal. Another thing that I think is critically important to ask is about a guarantee. Does the trainer or training company guarantee their results? results. I know there's a lot of trainers out there that say that you can't guarantee results, but the bottom line is this: after 20 years of training dogs, I know that I can train almost any dog. Now, I don't make the promise of training a dog so that he'll never bite somebody. I don't make a promise of making separation anxiety go away. But what I can promise is that I'm able to train their dog to follow commands, to be responsive, and to be able to be handled around distractions so that they can live a life that's more enjoyable. So understanding what kind of guarantees they offer is really important. And sometimes there's not a guarantee. And many times there's not a guarantee because there's not a lot of trainers that are as confident as I am in their skills. But that being said, you want to understand what is the support system that is going to be offered to you after you complete your training. Is it once I'm done training, if I want more help, I need to sign up for another program? Or can I actually just pick up the phone and call you or send you an email? Or is there group support online? Here at DogiZone, we offer a variety of different things, but the thing that we're most excited about is our online group support, where people can actually go online and they can interact in a community of other people who've trained their dogs with us and get support, not just from us, but from other people who've been through those programs. Another question that is really worth asking is, how many trainers does the company have? Oftentimes, people will hire a dog trainer, and when they do, they may not actually know what that person is going to be like to work with until they start working with that person. Sometimes there's personality conflicts, and if there are, you should be able to go back to the company and say, hey, is it possible for me to work with a different trainer? Sometimes you may want to work with a male trainer versus a female trainer. Not that one is better, but you may just be more comfortable with one or the other. Sometimes somebody might have a very direct approach, where others might have a very soft, finessed approach. Now, I can be pretty direct, as you might imagine, but I also think that I do a really good job of finessing that directness so that I don't make my clients feel like they are constantly doing something wrong, which is the feeling that many people get when they work with a dog trainer, because all the dog trainer tells them is what they're doing wrong, what they need to fix. And so if you don't have that right person, then you're not going to listen to the instructions, or you're not going to follow through in a way that's going to get you the results that you want and deserve. Having the ability to switch trainers within the company is highly beneficial. And here at DogiZone, we love that our clients get to work with different trainers and different lessons and classes, because they get exposed to a lot of different teaching styles that are going to help them to have a more versatile learning experience. Another thing that I think is critical is to find out, does the trainer only offer training in home, or do they have a facility? One of the things that I learned from my first 10 years in business was that training in people's homes is amazing. We can work on the very specific thing that people are struggling with right then and there in the environment. But what I've also learned is that when they want to learn how to walk on the leash and going out and walking around the neighborhood, the distraction's not always there that you want. And so I think that having a facility does put that trainer or that company into a different category of professionalism. I also think that it allows for a much more comprehensive training experience, because we can control the distractions. We can put the dog in a new environment that's neutral, that they've never been in before, and we can get to see the real dog. What's that dog really made of? And that tells us a lot and allows us to really tailor the training in a way that's going to help that dog the very best. As you are on your journey and you are looking for your dog trainer, know that this is going to take a little bit of time unless you've come across us. No, I'm just kidding. I know that we're not the right fit for everybody, but you do need to take your time and understand that it's not necessarily all about what your friend says they need to have from a certification perspective. It's really about finding somebody who you can trust, somebody who you feel like you can get along along with. Somebody who you can be really open and honest with, because the better the relationship that you have with your trainer, the better the results are that you're going to get. So that being said, if you found this helpful, I'd love to hear about how your journey is going as you are searching for your dog trainer. Drop some notes in the comment section below, and if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, we would certainly appreciate that. And make sure to subscribe and share this with all of your other friends who are looking for a dog trainer as well. Have a great day.